me fire, give me reason, take me higher. See the champion, take the field now. Unify us, make us feel proud. In the streets, our hands are lifting as we lose our inhibition. Celebration, it surrounds us. Every nation, all around us, singing forever young, singing songs underneath the sun. Let's rejoice in the beautiful game, and together at the end of the day, we all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag, now 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 wave your flag. Give you freedom, give you fire, give you reason, take you higher. See the champion, take the field now. Unify us, make us feel proud. In the streets, our hands are lifting as we lose our inhibition. Celebration, it surrounds us. Every nation, all around us, sing forever young, singing songs underneath the sun. Let's rejoice in the beautiful game, and together at the end of the day, we all say, when I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag, now 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 wave your flag, wave your flag. When I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. I get older, I will be stronger. They'll call me freedom, just like a waving flag. So wave your flag, now 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 wave your flag, wave your flag. And everybody will be singing it. And we all will be singing it. Written in the stars, a million miles away, a message to the main. The seasons come and go, but I will never change, and I'm on my way. Let's go.
Yeah, you're listening now. They say they ain't heard nothing like this in a while. That's why they play my song on so many different dials. Cause I got more hits than a disciplined child. So when they see me, everybody.
Right, welcome back to London's Afropolitan Station. You can join in the conversation by calling me on 0208-191-7078 or 0208-670-7300. You can even WhatsApp or text us on 0788-7475-940. Arsenal fans, I would like to hear from Chelsea fans, Tottenham fans, Liverpool fans, Champions League final. Really? Did you even dream of it? I know the Arsenal fans are like, Kente, calm down. Yeah, but look, the Champions League final is the big one, isn't it? For them to qualify for the Champions League final. I mean, Klopp was brought in to do a job, and he's done exactly that. Joining me in the studio is my co-host and also my partner in crime. Let me put it that way, Mr. Samuel Sarpong. Sammy, a very good afternoon to you. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Kente. I'm good. You?
Not too bad. Judging by the look on your face, I know it's not Arsenal in the final, but Liverpool, you should be happy for them.
Yeah, of course. It's an English team, and we'll have to wish them well. They done well because they were not given any chance. I don't think they were favourites to get to the final, but they've proved a lot of people wrong, and they've done it the hard way, but they deserve to be there.
Yes, indeed. They do deserve to be there. I mean, look, judging from what we saw throughout the course of the whole season, they've played good football, beautiful football. They're one of the teams that actually beat the champions elect, Manchester City. So, yeah, you're right to say that they've done really well. Like I said, if you want to join in the conversation, the number to call is 0208 1917078 or 0208 6707300. I've got our Premier League expert on the phone, Ahmed Osman. But before we go to Ahmed, let's quickly just take a quick commercial break, and we will be back. As soon as we do come back, we'll cross over to speak to Ahmed, who is patiently waiting for us on the line.
It was a well-paying job, respectable, wearing a suit and tie every day. But I drank 24/7. Drank on the way to work, drank at work.
I never could come to terms with admitting that I had an alcohol problem or a pill problem.
I decided to get clean, and so I went to the Narconon program.
Not only did I handle my drug addiction, I completely knew how to live life.
Call Narconon today at 01435 512 460. 01435 512 460.
It's here, the African Gospel Music and Media Awards 2018, celebrating excellence. On the 2nd of June 2018, at East London Arts and Music Main Auditorium, 45 Maltings Close, Bromley by Bow, London, E3 3TA, from 6 p.m, featuring Joe Beto, Diana Hamilton, Isabella, Called Out Music, Shekinah, Dena Mwanga, Afri David, Angel Bernard, Judith Sefuma, Blessing Ali, and Reapers Choir. For tickets and information, visit AfricanGospelMusicAwards.com or call 07906 932 670. The African Gospel Music and Media Awards 2018, celebrating excellence.
Clap your hands and dance it.
Mixpiration with Bright every Sunday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. is just fun. It's exciting. It's a mix of contemporary R&B and pop gospel music right here on ABN Radio. Enjoy great tunes every Sunday evening with Bright on Mixpiration, a blend of great inspiring songs just for your Sunday evening relaxation. Tune in from 6 to 8 p.m. This and every Sunday, they're on ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan radio station. Tune in to the new ABN Breakfast Show from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. The London City Show has evolved into an all-new breakfast show with sizzling slices of juicy newsy current affairs served with junior jumbo-sized convos on issues you should be aware of. What did I just say? The ABN Breakfast Show, the Afropolitan breakfast you can't afford to miss.
Consider that life wasted. Consider the heart ripped out of a family. Consider the potential never realized. Are these the things you consider when you carry a knife? It's not about street cred. It's about staying alive. Drop that knife, save your life.
Right, indeed. Drop that knife and try and save a life. It's really, really important on London Street, the street of London, because of our youth. We need to try and drop that knife so that we can save the life of our youth. So joining us on the line now, we've got our Premier League expert, Ahmed. A very good afternoon to you, and sorry to keep you holding on for quite a long time.
Don't worry about it, Kente. How you doing? And how you doing, Samuel?
Samuel, go on.
Yeah, I'm good, Ahmed. How are you?
Not bad, my friend. I'm sure it's a painful day for you guys because it's Wenger's last game for Arsenal at home. So
very painful,
man. You
guys
are all emotional at the moment, no?
Very, very emotional now. I'm almost tearing, you know.
Me too. Opposition fans are tearing too, to be honest. I have to say.
Right. Listen, I know, Ahmed. I know you like teasing us, but you know, I like that. Thank you very much. But let's quickly jump on to, because of our time. Let's look into what is coming up. Let's look at the big game at Stamford Bridge this afternoon. Chelsea entertains a very determined Liverpool side. How do you see that game going?
Well, it's a very interesting one because obviously Liverpool have had a few games right now where they've played teams that really have made it difficult for them.
Yep.
Roma, the two legs in between, a very difficult Stoke game, and they're not going to be at their peak in terms of physically. However, they do know that this is another huge game. I think Klopp called it another semi-final before the huge final that they will be playing on the 26th of May against Real Madrid. I expect it to be a feisty encounter. I expect it to be a match full of importance, and I'm sure Chelsea will be rested and energized to actually maybe cause a bit of a surprise today.
I mean, look, if you look at both clubs, you look at Chelsea, you look at Liverpool, the Premier League top four is not done yet. They still need to qualify for the top four, especially when you're talking about Liverpool. Even if they win the Champions League come 26th of May against a very good Real Madrid side, still it does not automatically give them the ticket to be playing in the Champions League next year.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think it's definitely going to go to the final day. Tottenham gave Chelsea another chance. I think if you told us 3 weeks ago, Kente, that Chelsea would still have a chance of Champions League football, I would have laughed in your face because, let's be honest, Tottenham have really struggled. I think when Harry Kane struggles, Tottenham struggle, and that's what we're seeing at the moment. Yet again, he was struggling against a very near to relegation West Brom.
Yes, indeed.
And the whole team struggled. So it is a bit of a strange one, in North London. However, I'm sure the Chelsea fans will be very excited going into this game. They have a game in hand over both Liverpool and Tottenham.
Yes,
and
indeed.
6 points behind. So this is a must-win. If they win this game, then you can definitely book a final day showdown between all three teams for that final spot.
So, do you think? I know Chelsea they are in the FA Cup final against Mourinho's side, Manchester United. Do you think Conte's job will be at stake if he doesn't win any silverware this season?
I think Conte has already kind of had his an eye for the Italian job, for the AC Milan job.
Okay.
He doesn't. I don't think he doesn't feel like the board and the owner are backing him financially. He wanted a few players in the January window. He wanted a few players in the summer window for them to keep a hold of the Premier League title. He wasn't backed. He felt like he wasn't backed, and I think most of the fans believe in that too. He, in my opinion, won't stay to the end of the season, even if the board and the owner want him to stay. I think he has an eye somewhere else. I don't think he's interested in the job for next season, and possibly he could be a very good acquisition for the Italian national team. Who will struggle to qualify for the World Cup this year.
Let's shift attention a little bit to the other position this afternoon, which is a Liverpool Champions League final. Kiev, 26th of May against Real Madrid. Look, during the summer they managed to sell a quality player like Coutinho, but still they've got Mohamed Salah, they've got Mane, and they've got Firmino. That top three, how important are these top three when come 26th of May for Liverpool?
Well, incredibly important, because if you look at the vulnerabilities at the back and how maybe average the midfield are, I think the main job for the midfield is to cause the press, the pressure. I don't think there's any particular special attributes that have that can elevate Liverpool in the midfield. I think the whole tactic, the whole aim is to bring that ball for the front three, for the press, to win that ball early and then attack Real Madrid. They're going to be incredibly important. Mohamed Salah, it's going to be built as a Mohamed Salah versus Cristiano Ronaldo showdown for the Ballon d'Or. I'm sure most people will be backing Mohamed Salah because he is a player that a lot of people have taken to their hearts. He's a very humble man. He's a very good player, and I think he's very much getting comfortable in that world-class stage, and I think he's a world-class player. However, do not underestimate how good Mane is on his day, and definitely do not underestimate, in my opinion, the most underrated centre forward in the world at the moment, Roberto Firmino, who plays as a number 10 and allows the other two wingers to go ahead of him. I think they are, in my opinion, one of the best trios that we've seen in the last 10 years in Europe, if not the best, and they can only get better. They're going to be incredibly important in the next 3 games, the last 3 games of Liverpool season.
Talking about Liverpool, let me ask you, club, the second man, I mean, club assistant coach, he just left the club. I think he's on leave at the moment. I don't know the situation at the moment. Buvak, the Bosnian Buvak, I'm one of the topics that we're going to touch on later on in the show. Do you think that there is a problem there at club's backroom staff? Do you think there's a problem?
It's been revealed the last couple of days that Buvak did get approached by Arsenal. Arsenal contacted him in terms of the job to see if he would be interested.
And he didn't. Oh yeah, go on. Sorry.
He then kept it away from Jurgen Klopp. That's what caused the rift. Jurgen Klopp then found out from his Borussia Dortmund contacts, which was written in the Guardian today, and then there was a bit of a rift. There was a huge anger row between both the manager and the number two, and which caused Buvak to then step away from his position, as Liverpool say temporarily, but I think the relationship has been scarred, and I don't think he will be returning anytime soon. In terms of the whole picture, I don't think it will affect Liverpool that much. I think Jurgen Klopp is the manager in terms of what he creates tactics. The idea of the pressing is also Buvak's idea, but I don't think it will affect Liverpool moving forward, especially in the huge game they face on the 26th.
Have you seen enough from Buvak to probably say he's a right man to replace Arsene Wenger at Emirates?
Well, a lot of people have been saying, Kente, that he is the brains and the ideas behind
Liverpool.
Jurgen Klopp's tactics, and the Liverpool press and the way they play. And you have to say, if he brings that type of football to Arsenal, and with the right players at Arsenal Football Club, he could be a very interesting managerial appointment for Arsenal, and maybe we can see a bit of heart, feistiness and passion from the Arsenal team that we haven't seen in the last 12 years.
I tell you what, you should see the look on Samuel's face when you said that.
Oh, I don't want to see. That's why I've been staying away today.
Listen, Ahmed. So, how do you see the game this afternoon? Who's going to get a win? Do you feel Liverpool have got what it takes to win at Stamford Bridge this afternoon?
I think physically Liverpool will be struggling. I think they need to attack quickly. They need to attack fast. If they're able to implement that pressure early and score a few goals, then I think maybe it'll just be a bit too much for Chelsea. However, they have the physicality, they have the stamina, and they have that fitness to possibly cause an upset. I see Liverpool winning 3-1. I think there'll be too much for that Chelsea defence.
Ahmed Osman, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Kente.
Thanks, Ahmed.
Thank you. That was Ahmed Osman, our chief African sports and also Premier League expert you just listened to. Samuel, let me just quickly come to you. What is the latest in the Premier League?
Yeah, and in both games, which at Stamford Bridge is between Liverpool and Chelsea, as we know.
Yeah.
Firmino just got a chance that was. It was like with the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper Couture was able to save it. It's been an end-to-end stuff in that match, and against Arsenal against Burnley, it's all Arsenal for now.
I mean, that's typical Arsenal. It's always all Arsenal getting the possession, but
Burnley
at the end of the day,
difficult to beat. They are very well drilled.
I think Sean Dyche
for the emotions and all the sentiments and all the partying there. No, they are dreaming of Europe.
Yeah, it's true. I totally agree with you. But look, how good is Sean Dyche? Do you think Sean Dyche, probably a club like Arsenal, should probably give Sean Dyche a look into?
No, I don't think so. You see,
why is that?
You see, the mistake that people make, okay, it's just, and especially in the Premier League, it has to, it's with players, it's with managers, and when a manager, like, I'm not saying it's not a good manager, but you're talking of Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah,
it's the comparison between Arsenal and Burnley. It's way too as big. There's a huge difference between, even though they are all playing the Premier League.
They are not big at the moment. They are just a couple of points behind Arsenal.
It doesn't matter the league, because you're talking of the structures at the club. Some of the things that you have to do, the expectations at the club. So it's not because you are just a couple of points behind Arsenal, so you are at par with Arsenal. No. The expectations of Burnley supporters are different from the expectations of Arsenal supporters.
Yeah,
they don't accept FA Cup at Burnley. When you are even you see, that's the reason, because at Burnley, even at 7th, they see it as a trophy, because 7th it doesn't happen often at Burnley. At Arsenal, 4th is not even enough. So those are the when you are making those comparisons, you have to compare. Arsene Wenger can take this Burnley team and bring them to the same position and people all applaud because it's.
Do you really believe that Wenger can take this Burnley team
and make them better?
Wow.
Even make them better because it depends on. You see, we are all seeing the faults of Wenger because of the club as. The club like he's managing a club like Arsenal. That's why
22 years.
Yeah, that's why we are seeing his faults. Okay, what he has done at Arsenal. If it were to be any other lesser club, these days will not come up. We will not be discussing this. But you are managing Arsenal. If you are managing Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, you don't get things. And these are managers. They are not coaches. So there's a bit of extra thing that they will do. They are not just coaching the players, and they have to decide which players to come, the amount of money and all that. They have to decide. They are managers. They are not coaches like it is with Burnley and all these smaller teams.
Right. I do understand your point that you're trying to make somewhere, but don't you think that's probably one of the points, one of the main reasons why Wenger needs to leave Arsenal Football Club? Because Arsene Wenger was seen as the one who is basically in charge of everything at the Emirates club. So do you think maybe Wenger should have concentrate on football and just leave that up bits and pieces for people to do?
No, he did. But listen, Wenger didn't come in when they brought
he didn't do a good job then.
No, when they brought him in, okay, as a manager, they never expected him. I don't think he himself expected to be handling all those bits and pieces. I don't think he expected.
Okay.
With time, they realized the knowledge that this guy has. And his insight and in-depth knowledge in football. So they gave him that free hand. And they also realized that, no, this guy is one. Apart from, listen, people say all the time, Wenger doesn't coach the players. And you get ex-players like Thierry Henry saying all these things.
Right.
If Wenger does not coach his players, Thierry Henry and all these ex-players, you wouldn't have done all the things that you were able to do because you came in unknown.
Right.
He groomed some of these players. He coached them. He taught them. And now he took a lot on board. I learned when Ivan Gazidis, when Gazidis was even being interviewed at the time, Wenger was part of the team that interviewed him.
You're right.
That shows you how strong the man is. But who gave him that? Because he earned it. But like you said, it got to a point they realized that no, that wasn't the way that they should go. And he was also not ready to also give up like some of these power that he has been entrusted in him. So it was only going to end in this.
I mean, look, their season, Arsenal season, have not really ended the way that you and me, or maybe the Arsenal fans, were wishing the season could have ended. Everyone thought, they are going to qualify for the Europa League final. Probably that was going to be the springboard, or maybe that was going to be a ticket back into the Champions League. And it didn't happen that way. So my question to you is, do you think Wenger trusted too much of these Arsenal players, and some of these Arsenal players have left Arsene Wenger down?
If there's any weakness in Wenger that I have observed, it's his trust.
Okay.
It's faith. It's like a blind faith, and which has been which it causes downfall.
Yeah, indeed.
Wenger has entrusted so much faith in these players.
Talking about Jack Wilshere, talking about Ramsey, talking about Kyogo who just left the club.
These are now, they are not boys, they are men. And David Dean said, Wenger thinks that he has a responsibility towards these boys, especially those he brought through from the academy and those he bought from outside who were young.
Right.
Every player that Wenger himself bought, he wants to make sure the player succeeds, and not only as a footballer, as a man. So all that didn't help. Mourinho doesn't go those. If you are not performing, you're out.
Of course, that's business. Football is business. That's the way it's supposed to be, isn't it?
With Mourinho, it more has to do with him because for him it has to do with. Listen, if I can win the Champions League this season, they can sack me the next season. So I understand Mourinho, but Wenger had, because he earned it. I don't think they just threw it to him. He earned it, so Wenger can afford to do what he was doing. Like put blind faith like that in players like it will be and all that. This guy is able to drop Pogba. But
Mourinho dropped Pogba. Can Wenger drop a player like Pogba?
No, Wenger wouldn't have dropped Pogba. Never.
Will he even go to the extent of signing a player like Pogba? That's the question.
No, of course. With
that kind of money.
He won't. Why? Because he thinks that the guy is not a finished article yet. You get what I'm trying to say? Because right now, would you say that at this point, after 2 years, with the money that they spend, do you think Manchester United have gotten a good returns for their money?
I'll tell you what, listen, I'll leave that question to our listeners to answer that question for you. Listen, if you want to join the conversation, the number to call is 0208 1917078 or 0208 6707300. Or you can even WhatsApp or text us on 0788747590. Let me just quickly shout out Chief for passing through the studio with those ladies. Very good afternoon to you. If you're listening to us on London's Afropolitan station, ABN Radio UK, join the conversation. Give us a call, and when we do come back, we'll try and talk more about what is happening in the Premier League. And also, congratulations to Cardiff, who just got promoted back into the Premier League. We'll be right back.
The Discourse on ABN Radio, engaging our community with discerning conversation.
Join me, Esther Alade, on The Discourse, where we will be redefining perspectives with authentic analysis.
Join The Discourse from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on ABN Radio.
This Friday and every Friday on ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan radio station.
Oh man, the 90s. So cool. Remember this banging tune? Jump on the tram, catch it up, grab a sandwich, jump it. My Nancy plays the trumpet. Dun, 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 dun.
You can't totally recall the 90s, like if you had PPI and a loan, credit card or mortgage, for example. Luckily, we don't have to. Many PPI providers now have online checking tools. Search FCA PPI for more info.
Do it now!
What do you like for breakfast?
Well, it depends what mood I'm in. If I'm happy, I like a little bit of porridge with banana because I'm feeling healthy. If I'm in a...
Me, I like a bit of fruit. Nice apples, sliced apples.
I love a cinnamon and raisin bagel, some scrambled eggs, and a...
I say nice English bit.
Salad, fruit and orange.
I like wholemeal bagel with a bit of cream cheese on it and some bacon and then some avocado. And on the side, I like to have
fried egg with bacon, with baked beans, toast.
I normally take my cocoa. Yeah, I'm a Ghanaian. I'm a typical Ghanaian, so I like my cocoa. I'm not too sure. I normally don't eat breakfast.
It doesn't matter how you like your breakfast, or you may not like breakfast at all, but you will love the sound of your radio when the breakfast is Afropolitan. Watch out for the new ABN Radio Breakfast Show with Ifuadum. ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan radio station.
Consider that life wasted. Consider the heart of the family ripped apart. Consider the potential never realized. Are these the things you consider when you carry a knife? It's not about street cred or respect. It's about staying alive. Drop that knife and save a life. Quentin Slowly, supporting all family and young people.
This is your girl Diana Hamilton, and you're listening to ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan station. I love this station.
Right, that was Kwame Eugene. Let's quickly go straight to Emirates Stadium. Sammy, what is happening at Emirates? I think there has been a goal there.
Yeah, there has been a goal at Emirates Stadium. Is buzzing, and it's Aubameyang, a goal poacher who has gotten Arsenal in front at this moment. It's 14 minutes. They played 14 minutes, and Arsenal is one goal up.
Okay.
Wenger stood up to celebrate the goal, and that was great to see. I missed this man already, you know.
You are missing Arsene Wenger already. Let's talk about the kind of legacy that Wenger is going to leave behind, Samuel.
Yeah, I think he stabilized the club.
Okay.
Financially, and he's put the club at a certain pedestal. But the club used to be known as a big club in name, but when it came to resources and things to show for, it wasn't there. Highbury, it has all the, but it wasn't there. It was Wenger who recommended to them that for us to go to the next level, for us to become a bigger club as we are, I think it should go with the infrastructure that we have.
Yes,
be it in players, be it in training facilities. So that's what he did, and a lot of players. I think Mavropanos last week was the 200 player that he has given the debut to.
Okay.
So the kind of players, the number of players that have gone through Wenger, Wenger has given a lot of players the opportunity to play for no mean a club like Arsenal, because these things doesn't just. It doesn't. You need to have a manager who is a bit selfless, and in his case, he has room to operate, because there are some players at Arsenal, they won't survive in other big clubs. They won't. In fact, they will not even be considered. Not let alone talk about taking money out to buy them. So all these things, the human nature of Wenger, I think it makes the club and those who, apart from the other supporting staff. Those who work there, and some of the tributes, some of the things that they're saying about the man. These are not people who play football. It tells you the other side of the man, the humanity of the man. So he thinks beyond football. And for me, he has the stadium. Merson says we should name the stadium after Wenger, and. I think even if a new coach comes in now, the new coach will not be disappointed. You know, say these players are not
talking about a new coach coming in. I mean, like Ahmed said on the phone earlier on, Liverpool's number 2, the Bosnian, has been heavily linked to Arsenal Football Club. What do we know about him?
It's a shock, really, but
it came as a shock as well.
Yeah, but because you know that Arsenal they are changing their structure.
Yes, indeed.
And the structure is that they will not have a manager. They will have a coach who will work with Van Mislintat, that is his name, and the head of football matters and all the Sahelny. So this structure there needs a coach, not a manager. So with a coach, then. Buvac, who is Klopp's number 2, fits in. And what do you know about him? He's been Klopp's assistant he's been with Klopp for 17 years as managers. And before then, they played at Mainz. He played at Mainz. He played professional football.
Okay.
He ended his career at the age of 36.
Okay.
And he went straight into management.
Okay.
I think he was coaching. There was this club that he was coaching in German division.
German.
Yeah, one of these clubs. You know their names are
that's
mouthful.
That's fine.
So he coached that club for 3 years. And then he got a call from Klopp, and there was a pact before they played together at Mainz. There was a pact with them that said between him and Klopp. They said that whoever gets a major break will call will use the other one to
get the other one involved in it.
Yeah, to be the assistant. So Klopp ended up getting the major break at Mainz. So Klopp called him. Then since then they have moved from they were there for 7 years. Took the club to Europe. I think they brought the club to the Bundesliga.
Yes,
Mainz to the Bundesliga. Then to secure European football.
Yeah.
Then they moved on to Dortmund, winning two league titles.
Yeah.
And I think their own version of the FA Cup.
Okay.
And then moved to Liverpool.
So it has been a lot of people are saying, he's the main man, he's the brain behind Liverpool, the tactical side of Liverpool Football Club. Is he really that kind of? You think he's got the same kind of eye, someone that can bring success to Arsenal Football Club?
If Arsenal is looking for a coach, okay, that's why I've always gone for Leonardo Jardim.
You've mentioned his name a couple of times. Yeah.
If Arsenal is going for a coach, then I think he fits that because he has, I think, just like Klopp. You see, we shouldn't take Klopp out of the picture as if it was this guy, because it's Klopp who says he calls the guy the brain. Because obviously Klopp appreciates his knowledge, the guy's knowledge in football.
Yeah.
And a manager is as good as his assistant.
Yes, indeed.
Because your assistant brings a lot because he has to really see things that maybe you may not be seeing because you are close.
He's the second eye.
Yeah. So for him, I think being under Klopp for all these years, he can manage a team in the Premier League. He can. Yeah, he can coach a team in the Premier League. But as to whether he has, Klopp has this charisma.
Yeah.
As to Wenger and all these, they have the charisma. As to whether he has that to coach a team like Arsenal is also another thing. I think that it can start from a smaller team.
Do you think maybe Arsenal, the board of Arsenal, need to give someone like him? He's been there, he's been around club for 17 years, he knows how to win. He's a winner. At the moment, that's something that Arsenal is struggling. That department, Arsenal is struggling a lot. Do you think maybe he should be given the time? They should bring him in. He's young, he's vibrant. The board need to bring him in, give him the time. Maybe try and bring Arteta as his number 2, so they can bounce off each other. Do you think maybe that's the right way for Arsenal Football Club to go?
No, I don't think
he knows the Premier League as well.
He knows the Premier League, but I don't think he's, because it's a different bottle, a different kettle of fish. When you are the one to always meet the press, you are the one to take the final decisions. It's different. So I would have thought that even if leaving, I think he can manage a team in the Premier League, but I think that he would have started from some of these lesser clubs and build up. Like this guy also used to work with Klopp. What was his name? The Huddersfield Wagner, Huddersfield coach. But he now he cut it at Huddersfield. He's done well. Today they drew goalless with City at the Etihad, which doesn't even happen most of the time. All the time, yeah. So so sometimes I think you can build it there, but he's obviously good.
Okay. Somebody think they need to. All the rumors that is going around, if you made them, probably an element of truth in it.
I wouldn't be surprised, but you see, there are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of things being said. The timing. It is the timing that makes people convinced that what is being bandied around now regarding the link with Arsenal is the timing that people are now going to say, because he couldn't have just left at the time when they were a few days to play in the second leg. And the second leg ended 4-2. Can you imagine if they had Liverpool lost that? If they had lost the tie, it would have been very huge.
It's the wrong timing.
Yeah, the timing was wrong, and it could have taken something like, I believe it could have taken something like that for him to go the way he did.
Okay. Look. Yes. If you want to join in the conversation, just give me a call on 0208 191 7078 or 0208 6707 300. You can even WhatsApp or text us on 0788 747 We've got a lot of text messages coming in. I've got about 5 or 6 text messages coming in for a lot of questions. We'll try and read the text messages, guys, later. I know you've got a lot of questions coming up for us this afternoon. Someone is saying, look, Samuel, you got to be positive. Give this guy a chance, this Bosnian guy a chance, and maybe he's not going to get the 22 years that we gave to Arsene Wenger, but maybe he's the one to bring back the glory at the Emirates Stadium. What are you going to say to that?
Like I said, I feel
give him a chance.
If you are giving him a chance, if you need a coach, I will go for Leonardo Jardim. He is a coach.
Jardim hasn't got no experience in the Premier League.
He hasn't, but he has beaten Premier League teams.
That's a fair point.
He has beaten Premier League teams, and the thing is that he used under budgeted. Jardim was like what he did with Monaco 2 seasons ago. It's like what Ranieri did with Leicester in the Premier League, because the amount of money PSG spent, and he brought certain youth from Mbappe and all that from the youth team. And he set out his team to win. See,
Samuel, I totally agree with him. The problem that I've got is, right, Arsenal fans don't need another Arsene Wenger. They don't need another Arsene Wenger in the sense that they don't need another manager that will come. The money is there for him spending the money to bring quality players to the ranks. He's still going to sit on the money like the money belongs to him, and he's not going to spend the money. If you ask most of the Arsenal fans, when I go to Emirates and I speak to these Arsenal fans, right, they would like to see a manager who will come into the club and win them trophies, that will come into the club and compete. If you look at the game that they played against Atletico Madrid, there was no competition. You could clearly see in the both leg. The first leg at the Emirates Stadium, they should have killed the game off.
So why
Arsenal fans need a manager that will this guy will be more competitive, but they did not get that Arsene Wenger.
I disagree.
Okay, let me reword my question again. Maybe they did not get that from Wenger during his last season in charge of at Emirates Stadium.
Listen, I've said this. I'm not really defending Wenger, but you see, the idea that Wenger was going to be even Pep. Mm-hmm. Even Pep, right, who is in his prime at Bayern Munich, he was getting them he was winning the Bundesliga, right, getting them to semi-finals, and they said it wasn't enough. And do you know why? Right. The reason is that at Bayern Munich you can get any coach in and they will still win the league. Any coach will still win the league with Bayern Munich. You understand? So what they expected was the Champions League, and he couldn't give them the Champions League, and but will you classify that as? But at Bayern Munich, they said it wasn't such. Wenger over the years hasn't always been rosy. But listen, people also forget that when this guy was underspending, when they were paying for the Emirates the stadium, okay, he had to. There was a time that he had to do a trolley rush.
Don't you think maybe Emirates Stadium was just an excuse for what happened?
Really?
Look, they had sponsors, didn't they? They had sponsors.
Really? Wenger signed. The reason why Wenger couldn't go to Real Madrid, couldn't go to Bayern Munich, when all those teams came calling, because he had committed. He was part of the loan that they took. If you read, even on YouTube, when this conversation he had with these ex-players, Ian Wright and two Gallas and one other guy, the financiers said that he had to sign a contract that says that as part of the agreement of the loan that they were taking, he was going to be the manager for those years.
Okay. So he sacrificed.
He made those sacrifices. He could have gone to Bernabeu, Bayern Munich, and won something.
Wow.
But he made those sacrifices. I'm not saying that it got to a point when the stadium it was paid and all that. But that's when you also. I've always said that. I'm saying this again. That when Wenger leaves, which he's leaving at the end of the season,
you're right.
That is when we will see whether Arsenal really has the money, or they don't. The money is not given to the manager.
All right, listen, Arsenal fans, you've heard what someone's going to say. And look, you can actually join us on YouTube. You see the reaction on his face. Look at logging into our YouTube page, ABN Radio UK live, YouTube live, and see his reaction. He is fuming in the studio. But if you've got a question for him, like I said, we've got a couple of messages that I need to read out. If you've got a question for someone, give me a call on 0208 1917078 or 0208 6707300. Arsenal fans, I'm asking you this afternoon, do you think Arsene Wenger was a failure at your football club, or you think, you know what, he did his part? His time has come to move on. And who do you like to see at the Emirates Stadium? What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a camera on Samuel for you guys to see the reaction from Samuel's face. When we do come back from the news, we're going to talk about the relegation battle in the Premier League and also the relegation battle in the Championship. Once again, congratulations to Cardiff for coming back into the Premier League. But I don't think most of these London teams will fancy traveling all the way to Cardiff to play in the Premier League here, but they've got no choice. Keep locked in. We'll be right back.
ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan radio station. More news, more information.
Centre at 5. The mother of a 17-year-old boy shot dead in London last night has made an emotional appeal for the violence to end.
I want these children to stop this stuff. Can't be doing this all the time. We need to stop. Children, we need to stop. Teenagers, we need to stop. Please, enjoy your life. Enjoy your youth.
Pratana Morgan's been telling reporters her son Raheem Barton had so much potential before his death near their home in Southwark. No one's been arrested. Hundreds of junior doctors will have to reapply for jobs they were already offered after human error in the recruitment process. The British Medical Association, which represents medics, says it's appalled. The sporting world has united to wish Sir Alex Ferguson a full recovery after he suffered a brain hemorrhage. The 76-year-old remains in intensive care after undergoing emergency surgery. Boris Johnson is on his way to Washington to try to convince the Trump administration not to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal. It comes as Tehran has warned the US president that if America does quit, it would regret it like never before. In sport, Arsene Wenger's taking charge of his final home game after 22 years as Arsenal manager. They're playing Burnley in the Premier League. Live to Guy Swindles.
And his players are doing them proud because it's Arsenal 1, Burnley 0. Super goal involving Lacazette and Iwobi setting up Aubameyang to touch home from a yard or so out. All the crowd in Arsene Wenger t-shirts. They also said, Arsene, give us a wave. He did. He's enjoying himself in his final home match. 1-0 Arsenal.
It's goalless at Stamford Bridge between Chelsea and Liverpool. Champions Manchester City got their hands on the trophy after a 0-0 draw with Huddersfield, and Cardiff have been promoted to the Premier League after clinching the Championship's runners-up spot with a goalless draw against Reading. That's the latest. I'm Tanya Snuggs.
Hi, this is Rodney Hines.
And I'm Michael.
Join us on the Voice of Sports show each and every Saturday on ABN Radio.
We'll keep you bang up to date with all the latest football scores and we'll discuss all the big talking points in the world of sport. So don't forget, join us this Saturday, 4 till 6 on ABN Radio UK.
Consider that life wasted. Consider the heart ripped out of a family. Consider the potential never realized. Are these the things you consider when you carry a knife? It's not about street cred, it's about staying alive. Drop that knife, save your life. What do you like for breakfast?
Well, it depends what mood I'm in. If I'm happy, I like a little bit of porridge with banana because I'm feeling healthy. If I'm in a...
Me, I like a bit of fruit. Nice apples, sliced apples.
I love a cinnamon and raisin bagel, some scrambled eggs, and a...
I say nice English breakfast.
Salad, fruit and orange.
I like wholemeal bagel with a bit of cream cheese on it and some bacon and then some avocado. And on the side, I like to have
fried egg with bacon, with baked beans, toast.
I normally take my cocoa. Yeah, I'm a Ghanaian. I'm a typical Ghanaian, so I like my cocoa. I'm not too sure. I normally do it.
It doesn't matter how you like your breakfast, or you may not like breakfast at all, but you will love the sound of your radio when the breakfast is Afropolitan. Watch out for the new ABN Radio Breakfast Show with Efuadum. ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan radio station.
ABN Radio, home of Afrobeats.
Causing confusion, yeah, causing confusion. So my baby forgetting my yes. They are trying to separate the love that I'm having for you. But they don't know I am so into you. Now I realize how it'll be you. Oh, but in a warfare, they're causing confusion. They're causing confusion. So my baby forgetting my yes. They're causing confusion. They're causing confusion. So my baby forgetting my yes. When everybody underrates you, my girl, I go to appreciate you. You know I can't ever hate you. I above the more, I will elevate you. I go die on top of your matter, cause your lippy, daba, they make me the kaya, baby. I go die on top of your matter, cause your lippy, daba, they make me the kaya, baby. They're causing confusion. They're causing confusion. So my baby forgetting my yes. They're causing confusion. They're causing confusion. So my baby forgetting my yes. But I go follow you every day. your clever confusion. To my baby, follow my genius. I give her to all my keys. Oh yeah, yeah. I give her to all my keys. Call me usually.
I'm a teaser and a pleaser, #1 bedroom love teacher. I'm a ruler, call me Caesar. When I spark the generator, I can't dear why. I don't wanna go. I dear be very bad, I dear be bad. All it's poison, ever. See what you want to me go. All it's poison, You say you cannot let me go. All it's poison. I don't know what should me more. All it's poison. Second lesson, you for listen. Sit down, let me put you in the cushion. Slow motion, no rushing. Shush up, quiet, follow my instructions. Let me sit down.
Right, welcome back to London's Afropolitan Station, ABN Radio UK. Like I said in the beginning of the show, you can join in the conversation by calling us on 0208 191 7078 or 0208 670 300, or you can even WhatsApp or text us on 0788 7475 940. That was Ebony with Poison. You've just listened to. Talking about Poison, I think there has been a goal at Stamford Bridge. Samuel, what did the goal go to?
Yeah, there's been a goal at Stamford Bridge. 38 minutes played. Olivier Giroud, a headed goal. Moses has been tormenting the Liverpool defense since the game started, and it was Moses' cross which Giroud applied, flicked it on, and he beat the goalkeeper. It's 1-0. Chelsea are now on top. Playing very well. Yeah,
so if that stays the same, that means Chelsea will move up Tottenham.
No, I think they win. It's I think they still have.
There'll be two points difference, isn't it?
2 points difference. So
all right. They are breathing down their neck then.
Yeah. So that will go to. It means that the top 4 thing will go to
the last day, right? To that I mean, as a journalist, that's what we expect. We love the game, isn't it? When it goes to the end, we want that to happen, isn't it? So looking at the game tonight. And if you look at it, the Premier League table, I know we said when we come back from the break, we shall be talking about the relegation, but let's quickly talk about the top 4 because it's getting extremely exciting. Looking at Liverpool, looking at Tottenham, United is gone already, and looking at Chelsea, how do you see the league table finishing then?
It's I don't see Tottenham lose. I think Chelsea have left it too late. They have left it too late to get their strings of runs. That run going. They should have done that sometime ago, but they've left it too late. And you never know when it comes to Tottenham. I think one thing that Tottenham really have to address is the way they finish their season.
Yes, indeed.
They seem to finish their season very slow.
Tottenham's next game is against Newcastle.
I
think it's at
are they playing at Wembley?
They are playing at Wembley.
But if they are playing at Wembley, it's now listen. The final matches and with teams like Newcastle who are already qualified, they've lost twice on a trot, and because the players are just looking to what do you call it? They're looking to the summer. Once the players are teams like that, once they qualify,
all their holidays are booked, isn't it?
Yeah. It's difficult to see anything coming out of it. But at least taking it to the last day, that's what you would expect. That's what competition is all about.
Yes, indeed. And talking about taking it to the last day, I saw Chelsea's next game is against Newcastle on Sunday. But on the Wednesday, I think Tottenham's got a game in hand. Tottenham's got a game in hand over Chelsea. And that game in hand is against Newcastle at Wembley Stadium.
Okay, so Tottenham plays on Wednesday against okay.
Yes,
okay,
yes, that's what the game in hand they've got. So they've got that game in hand on Wednesday night
on their final match.
Yes, I believe so. I think that will be their final match. No, that will not be their final match. Their final match is going to be against Leicester City.
Leicester City at Leicester.
No, at Wembley.
At Wembley.
Yeah.
So they have the
they've got the upper hand. Really.
Yeah, they have with a game in hand. They have the upper hand. I think Chelsea. But you never know. This is the Premier League, and this Tottenham. You're talking about. They are very good. They are very, very good side with Pochettino.
Yeah.
But I think they always struggle when the league is getting to an end.
Yes, indeed.
And that's very concerning.
Yes, that's extremely concerning as well. So let's draw our attention to the Premier League, the drop zone. Last week, both of us, we sat right here talking about the relegation. We were like, oh, you know what? Next week, West Brom is going to get relegated. But it was Stoke City. After 10 years of being in the Premier League, they are gone to the Championship. Did you see that coming?
Yeah, I said that the bottom three, I've said that the bottom three will go.
Yeah.
I still believe they will go. Southampton yesterday. I have always said
Southampton have got a mouth-watering. It's going to be their cup final. They've got a big game against Swansea City.
Yes,
Tuesday night.
You know my stance on Southampton, that I want them to be relegated because of the Nigeria stuff. Yeah. But yesterday when I watched the whole game when they played Everton.
They were a bit unfortunate.
My God, in fact I felt for them. Especially for
once you felt for them.
I felt for them.
That's a change.
Yeah, I felt for them. I realized that obviously I have my human side.
Right, go on.
I felt for them. So, but with a draw, they moved out of the relegation zone. They are now on points, but with more goals than Swansea, and they are now playing Swansea.
They are playing Swansea. It's a do or die affair on Tuesday night.
Swansea hasn't scored in 3 matches, in 3 games. They haven't scored.
No,
and that's. I think the red card to Jordan Ayew didn't really help. At the red card that he had at Huddersfield, it didn't help because it slowed him down, even though he had come in and scored.
You remember we had the same conversation some time ago. We said, you know what, he did not, that tackle that he made, it was unnecessary.
It wasn't necessary, but the thing is the adrenaline. Sometimes you are moved to, and you don't have to even defend but I think that's the way because they defend from the top. Yeah, that's why they start their defense. But if you are a striker, listen. If you let that one go, the midfielders are there. But that's what the pundits will point it out.
Did you see where that free kick was taken? It was like way away from.
I know, but it could have also still ended in a goal. You never know, and they would have traced it back. The pundits you go to Match of the Day and they will tell you, if he had done this, look at that, and they will zero him in. Yes. So he was walking.
All right,
that's the reason why.
All right. talking about zeroing in Jordan Ayew. Yesterday as well, I'm not picking up Jordan Ayew, guys, but yesterday he mixed a sitter, Samuel, a clear opportunity. He was put through. Once again, Jordan Ayew was not able to put the ball at the back of the net. Swansea has invested massively in Jordan Ayew and his brother Andre Ayew. Andre Ayew has not scored a goal since his return back to Swansea City. God forbid, if they do get relegated, where do you see these two players ending up?
If they do get relegated, they will sell them.
Oh, your guess as good as mine.
They will sell them. But I don't want Swansea to relegate it, not because of the two Ghanaians.
You still sticking to?
I still stick to these 3. Southampton, they've been very poor, and they deserve to be relegated, and I think they should go.
Okay, I mean, Southampton at the moment they are sitting 17th with 33 points. Swansea City 36. They've played 36 games with 33 points, and 19th is West Brom, who have got a game. They've played 1 game more than the rest of them. They are on 31 points. And Stoke City, which they've been relegated after 10 years of being in a Premier League somewhere. Let's talk about West Brom. No one thought they will be able to do, or even thought about they were going to win a game against Tottenham yesterday, but they got the job done.
Darren Moore
got the job done.
Darren Moore,
he hasn't lost.
He hasn't scored. Yeah, he hasn't lost, and considering he has played against Liverpool, Tottenham, and Manchester United, and he hasn't lost a game.
Yeah.
And you see, there's this thing about the bringing the Rooney Rule, and most of these minorities in football were not being given opportunities, which I think is true. They have not been given enough opportunities to prove themselves, even at what the Arimo is doing. He's not being touted. You see West Brom being linked with other managers. Look at what do you call him, Steven Gerrard. His name is just following him. Rangers have to sign Steven Gerrard. There's a go at the Emirates.
Yeah, go on.
Rangers have to sign Steven Gerrard. Yeah, I believe there were other other people there who could have also done
the same job as Gerrard.
But you see, it's I'm not saying it's deliberate, but it's something. It's something that there's a go at the Emirates.
There has been a go at the Emirates. Okay, go on. Who's they went to?
Alexander Lacazette. It's made it 2 for us now just at the death before the break.
All right, let's go back to at the Emirates Stadium. Then Lacazette, Aubameyang, they are both on the scoring sheet. How important will these two players going to be for Arsenal Football Club come next season? Because look, Aubameyang did not have the privilege of playing in for Arsenal in Europa. In Europa, Lacazette had opportunity. He did well. He's done well in the Premier League as well, but he wasn't really given his chance by Arsene Wenger, and we have to be fair to that. Wenger did not really give the guy the chance to prove who he is. But do you think they're going to be pivotal to Arsenal Football Club come next season? The two of them,
definitely, and they are also, Wenger have realized that, because Aubameyang is very good, is very dangerous from the wing when he's operating from the wing.
Yes, indeed.
He's very dangerous from there, and Wenger also have realized that he can use the two, and that's what he's doing. So Wenger has given the new manager, especially when it comes to the attack, a blueprint to follow. So it's just that we need the defense and maybe the goalkeeping and a destroyer in midfield. That's what maybe we might need. Other than, I think going forward, it's we are as good as any big team, and these guys will come very good, especially in their second season. And especially in the second season. It's halftime now, the Emirates.
Right, it's halftime now at the Emirates Stadium, and Arsenal is leading 2 goals. Do you know what about Stamford Bridge? Is it still?
Stamford Bridge is also halftime. Stamford Bridge is still 1-0 in favour of Chelsea.
It's still 1-0 in favour of Chelsea Football Club, and we all know how important it is for Chelsea to win that game. They are breathing down the neck of Tottenham Hotspur. Now, also, the league, the top 4 is still yet to be decided, so there's all still business at the top side of the Premier League as well. And also the relegation battle as well, like we said in the course of the show. Stoke City has been relegated. Who joins Stoke City in relegation? Is it going to be Swansea? Is it going to be Southampton? Or is it going to be West Brom? That was sitting pretty last time, but they've managed to get a win to get themselves out of the bottom, not really the bottom 3, but they managed to get themselves out to the basement side of things at the moment. If you want to join in the conversation, give us a call on 0208-191-7078 or 0208-670-7300. You can even WhatsApp or text me on 0788-7475-940. Someone, let me give you the last thing. I think you got something that's a bit small on your face. Go on. Before I take my break.
It has to do with Stoke.
Okay.
You know, when they were relegated yesterday, the response from the Arsenal fans was priceless. You know,
Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans. They were taking the piss out of the Stoke fans.
Of course. Why wouldn't they?
I thought Arsenal fans should try and mind their own business. They are not going to be in the Champions League. They are not going to win any silverware. They are just like Stoke City.
No, Stoke City deserves what Arsenal fans are giving them now.
Okay. I'll give you the chance to explain. Let me just take my break. When I come back, I'll give you the chance. Arsenal fans, it doesn't surprise me. You don't mind your own business, do you guys? All right, keep locked in, and we'll be right back.
Inspiration with Bright every Sunday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. is just fun. It's exciting. It's a mix of contemporary R&B and pop gospel music right here on ABN Radio. Enjoy great tunes every Sunday evening with Bright on Mixpiration, a blend of great inspiring songs just for your Sunday evening relaxation. Tune in from 6 to 8 p.m. this and every Sunday on ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan radio station. Work it. AM to 11 a.m. The London City Show has evolved into an all-new breakfast show with sizzling slices of juicy newsy current affairs served with junior jumbo-sized convos on issues you should be aware of. What did I just say? The ABN Breakfast Show, the Afropolitan breakfast you can't afford to miss.
Consider that life wasted. Consider the heart ripped out of a family. Consider the potential never realized. Are these the things you consider when you carry a knife? It's not about street cred. It's about staying alive. Drop that knife, save your life.
ABN Radio.
Got myself a sponsor. Anything me ask, get it bye. Even though it's older, but I got to survive in this life. Another one who is younger. When I ask for something to cry. Messi Papa, I'm my baby. That's where I go, but she not coming quick. And down, baby, I'm in China, so need my summer. How can you stop? Pull it for me, slow down. This is pull it for me, slow down. Make what see, I need pull it for me, slow down. This is pull it for me, slow down. Make what see, mercy. These broke guys have lots of energy. It made me downtown out, just like oven. But when the morning comes, we not have nothing. A boyfriend who can't buy you food when you're hungry. Is that one too? A boy so I can't move fast, switch up the lanes. I got myself a sponsor. Messi Papa, I'm my baby. That's where I try, but she not coming quick. I don't remember me, Jamie, so they must say my organization. Pull it for me, slow down. This is pull it for me, slow down. Make what see, I need pull it for me, slow down. This is pull it for me, slow down. Make what see, mercy. These broke guys have lots of energy. Should I leave all this Gucci Prada? That with young girl, don't fear hunger. Dilemma, I'm in dilemma. Bad girl, bunny in dilemma. Balewa, or Galewa. Open chair, me when you're in fight. Messi Papa, I'm my baby. That's where I try, but she not coming quick. I don't remember me, James, so they must say my organization. Pull it for me, slow down. This is pull it for me, slow down. Make what see, I need pull it for me, slow down. This is pull it for me, slow down. Make what see, mercy.
Right, welcome back to London's Afropolitan station, ABN Radio UK. This is Sports Link Up Africa with me, Kente, and I've still got with me in the studio somewhere, Sarpong, till 6 p.m. But joining us on the line is our boxing experts, Chris Whittam, to talk about what happened at the O2 Arena yesterday. The fight between Tony Bellew and Mr. David Haye. Mr. Whittam, a very good afternoon to you. How are you doing?
Not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. How you doing today, sir?
Not too bad, Chris. But how many times or how many chances does David Haye need to win a boxing fight?
Well, he obviously needs quite a few by the looks of things. To be honest, it seems to me like Tony Bellew ended David Haye's career. I mean, the only place he had to go after losing the fight to that injury was fighting Tony Bellew again. There was no injury this time. He got knocked out clean within 5 rounds. Yep. And I don't really think that there's anything to take from that other than the fact that David Haye is no longer going to be a professional boxer.
I mean, like I said during my first question, we're giving him the chance, the first fight. This one, it looked like he did not even put up a fight, Chris.
To me, it looked like once again. Sorry, I've got a plane going overhead. Let me know if you can't hear me.
Oh, are you traveling? Are you leaving me behind?
No, you know what? I'm just taking in some of the rays in the local park.
Yeah, go on.
I'll take advantage of it. But you know, I've always got time for ABM Radio.
Yes, indeed. And we've got time for you as well. We love you.
Of course. Sorry, do you mind repeating the question, please?
Well, I said, how many chances does David Hay need? And also, he did not really put up a fight in this one.
Yeah, he didn't. I basically, what it looks like to me is once again his mentality was all wrong for the fight, which was really, really surprising considering that was one of the main factors which caused him to lose the first bout back in December, I believe it was. The rematch is in December. But it looks to me like David Hay just hasn't got what it takes anymore. I mean, to get knocked out in that fashion by a cruiserweight after giving it so much hype, I have no idea.
Looking at Hay, so I think he's 37 years now. Do you see him coming back into the ring again?
I don't, to be honest. He might have one comeback fight in a few years, but we've already had the Hay comeback train come, and that's already left, and it didn't end particularly well. I believe the service was cancelled. So I don't really see David Hay coming back from this.
All right. Bello is eyeing up a fight against Tyson Fury. Do you see that happening?
In all honesty, I don't. To be honest, I just don't see that happening. I don't see Tony Bellew being able to properly match up against Tyson Fury. But what I think is worth bringing into mention is the fact that Tony Bellew has said that he will not fight Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Now, really, if you want to climb to the top of your sport, which Tony Bellew claims he does, do you not want to go for the man with all the belts? I mean,
definitely.
I'm not a boxer, but I know I would.
Definitely. I totally agree with you. So, whom do you see Bellew fighting next then, Chris?
It's a really, really tricky one to answer. Maybe Dylan White. I think Tony Bellew, Dylan White would be a really, really good fight. I'd love to watch that. That'd be a proper slugfest. But to be honest, whoever it is, they just don't want to get in there and train with Tony Bellew because it looks like he's quite deadly, especially at close range. I mean, David Hay would probably agree with me on that one.
All right, Chris, thank you very much, Chris. And just before you go, after 22 years of Arsene Wenger being in charge of the Emirates Stadium, he's decided to hang up his boots. And Arsenal fans wanted to see their beloved club back into the top league, which is the Champions League. But unfortunately for them, they did not get that pass, that final touch to carry them to the finals against Marseille. I mean, why do you see this football club and who do you see coming in to replace Wenger?
Oh, come on, Kwame. I thought we were going to talk about boxing.
I might as well ask you.
I see Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique makes a lot of sense to me. Carlo Ancelotti. I mean, I've heard little rumours about the Liverpool assistant coach coming in. I don't know what that's about. I would have said Patrick Vieira and Thierry Henry are both unsuitable candidates for the job just based on the fact of their lack of managerial experience. However, I said the exact same thing about Zinedine Zidane, and look what he's done at Real Madrid. He's completely revolutionised the cup. I believe it's 3 cup finals in 4 years. I think that might be slightly off there, but he's done really, really well. And they've got another cup final in Kiev coming up in a few weeks.
Do you reckon Wenger is probably an architect of his own downfall because he believed?
Yeah, I do. I believe he's a victim of his own success. 4 cup finals in 5 years. I think that's what kept him in a job, to be honest. And if anyone really wants to break it down, he's overstayed his welcome by about 6 or 7 years. I mean, I really am sad to see him go. He's given me so many great moments as an Arsenal fan. But every now and then, you have to part ways with someone that you care about. And farewell, Wenger. Thank you for everything you've done for the club.
Yeah, but what actually meant was, look, he believed in some of these players, talking about Jack Wilshere, talking about Ramsey, all these players. But you reckon these players have really let him down?
I think I couldn't tell you. You'd need to ask someone who's a lot closer to the inner workings of the club. I don't really think I'm in a position to say whether the manager has let the players down or vice versa. However, I do think that there are a lot of players who are lots of Wenger, and seem to me in recent weeks, I'm not going to name any players, Mesut Ozil hasn't quite been up to standard in that sense. He's supposed to be our star man, and he just seems to play when he wants, and he's always ill, and he's on for £150,000 a week.
All right. Chris, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Take care. Enjoy the sunshine.
Bye-bye.
Take care now. Bye-bye. Bye. That was Chris Whittam, sports Premier League expert I just listened to. And also, he's an aspect on boxing at ABN Radio UK, London's Afropolitan station. Look, if you want to give me a call, if you want to join in the conversation, do that by calling 0208 191 7078 or 0208 670 7300, or you can even WhatsApp or text me on 07887475 940. When we do come back from our little break, I'm probably going to start reading out all the text messages that has been coming through, because the pressure that a lot of people are giving me, like, Kente, you're not going to read our text messages out. Yes, I've got about 7 text messages lining up for Samuel. So keep locked in, and we'll be right back after this.
Got myself a sponsor. Anything me ask, get it bye-bye. Even though it's older, but I got to survive in this life. Another one who is younger. When I ask for something to cry. Messi Papa, I'm a yeah, I'm a baby, yeah. That's where I go, but she not coming quick. And down, baby, I'm in China, so need my summer, all kind of stuff. Pull it for me, slow down. Mercy. These broke guys have lots of energy. It made me downtown art, just like Coven, but when the morning comes, we not have nothing. A boyfriend who can't buy you food when you're hungry. Is that one to a boy, so I can't move fast to shop the lanes. I got myself a sponsor. Let's see if I pay I'm my baby, yeah. That's where I try, but she not coming quick. I don't remember me, Jamie, so they must have my organ side. Pull it for me, slow down. This is yeah. Pull it for me, slow down. Me got yeah. I pull it for me, slow down. This is yeah. Pull it for me, slow down. Me got yeah. Mercy. These broke guys have lots of energy. Should I leave all this Gucci Prada? Now with young girl, don't fear hunger. Dilemma.
Right, time check is 33 minutes past 5, and you're listening to London's Afropolitan station, ABN Radio UK. This is Sports Link Up Africa of me, Kente Kufuor, and I still go with me in the studio, Sarpong. Stamford Bridge, they are back for the second half. What should we expect from Liverpool? Because they cannot afford to lose this game.
With the kind of form Liverpool is in, when you are even up against them, when you've even scored 5 goals, you can't rest. You just, because they'll keep coming at you, and that's exactly what they are doing. But Chelsea, I think Chelsea has done enough, especially in the first half. They continue the way they played in the first half. I think they are.
Yeah, go on.
They are good enough. Chelsea nearly scored. They are good enough to win this game.
Yeah.
But like I said, Liverpool will come. You can score 3, you can score 5. They will still come at you.
Would you probably say classify maybe if Liverpool, God forbid, they don't win the Champions League come 26th of May and they don't qualify for top 4 for the next season Champions League, would you classify that as a failure for Klopp?
That would be more than a failure.
That would be more than a failure. Okay.
That would be a super failure, because you cannot go that far. And with all that they've done.
So would you classify Arsenal when they went that far against Barcelona and they did not win that final in France, in Paris? Was that a failure then?
That season they were in the top 4, weren't they?
So that's no failure?
No, they were in the top 4.
So that wasn't a failure?
Based on the question that you asked, you said if they are not able to also, Liverpool is not able to secure top 4, and they lose to Real Madrid in the final, what did you do?
Oh, no.
Because listen, like I said, Liverpool and, okay, will you classify Tottenham? Tottenham.
You know where I stand with Spurs.
Okay. No, are you going to classify what their season as a failure, or they've done something because of top 4? It's 4 years they haven't won anything, you know.
Like I said to you, know where I stand with Spurs. If you really want my honest opinion about Spurs, then we need another 5 hours to do that.
3 FA Cups in 4 years, and that's a failure to Arsenal fans and to yourself.
To a section of Arsenal fans, they'll probably say they need more, because judging from what
need more for what? For doing
football
what?
is about winning trophies.
Of course, and he's won trophies.
When was the last time they won a trophy?
That was 2 years ago. No, they won a trophy last season. Just last season, they won a trophy. The FA Cup. The FA Cup that Tottenham now started playing.
Maybe I need to remember. I need to come back with my question. Like, when was the last time they won the Premier League? Have they even got close?
Has Klopp won the Premier League before?
Klopp is in this final of the Champions League.
No, has he won the Premier League before?
Klopp has not been. He has not been at Liverpool for 22 years.
No, but has he won the Premier League before?
No, he hasn't.
Okay, when Wenger came, did he wait till 22 years before he won the Premier League?
No, but if you give Klopp the way, judging from the way Klopp is going with Liverpool Football Club, if you give Klopp the chance, I honestly believe that he will probably end up winning major trophies. With the kind of Liverpool players that he's got. Listen,
football has changed compared to the era of Arsene Wenger. Okay, it's changed a lot, and even because of the money that is in the Premier League,
there's a lot of money involved. Yes, right. Yeah.
A lot of these teams are catching up.
Yes, indeed.
They are also buying. They have the financial clout to buy some of these top players. Look at what this guy is doing at Brighton. Chris Hughton.
Congratulations to them, though, if they managed to stay in the Premier League.
And they've beaten Arsenal and both Arsenal and
United.
Man U at the what's the name of this thing? At the Brighton Stadium.
The Seagull Stadium. Okay.
Yeah. So it's what I don't see if Liverpool drop out of the top four and lose this Champions League final. Yeah. That in fact, Klopp can even resign
if they get to the top four.
It's not that he'll be sacked. He may even resign
if they get to the top four.
Yes.
And they win the Champions League.
You know, since he's been there, he's been to 3.
Why would he win the Champions League?
No, not winning the Champions League. If he drops out of the top 4, and lose to Real Madrid, in the Champions League, he can even resign.
Well, resign and come and go to where?
But that may be.
Arsenal fans, you would like to see Klopp at the Emirates Stadium, isn't it?
No. Why would you like?
Your no is not convincing enough.
He's a very good coach.
Klopp is a brilliant coach. I like his energy on the touchline.
And that's
something that we will not get from Arsene Wenger.
Klopp is less than 50 years. Arsene Wenger is 67.
Have you ever seen Wenger? Have you ever come across Wenger run on the touchline of Arsenal Football Club? Even at the forget about Emirates Stadium. Hybrid Stadium. Did you ever seen like when Mourinho came into the game to the Premier League, the kind of like energy that he brought into the league? You could see Mourinho, the kind of celebration you could see is there. If you take Mourinho, you take Simeone, you take Klopp. See, these managers, they give
these are little boys when it comes to in football management.
You calling Mourinho a little boy in football management? Jose Mourinho, he's won the Champions League.
Listen, you are talking of old men. You are comparing old men to these 44-year. Mourinho is 50, 57. But you are comparing these 40-year-olds. 47, 48.
So am I right to compare Mourinho to Wenger, though?
No, Wenger is over 10 years older than Mourinho. What's the comparison? And you want Wenger to be running? He didn't have to run. He didn't have to.
When he was young and he came to Arsenal, he didn't do that.
Yeah, and he won. And he was winning, so it tells you that on being a clown. That's what Mourinho said. That Mourinho himself said that he's not a clown, but is it on the touchline, moving here and there and all? But that's Klopp.
Well,
it's nice.
To be honest with you, I would like to see my manager running.
It doesn't win Champions League. It doesn't win you a trophy. He's been there. He's been to
the energy. He wins a lot.
He's been to 3 finals, and that's the danger. He's been to the Europa League final.
Yes, indeed. Yeah,
he's been to the FA Cup final. No, he hasn't been the League Cup final.
The League Cup,
and the FA Cup semi-final. Right. And he's now he's in the final of the Champions League. So getting to the final in itself, it's a Champions League that he's able to do, but crossing over the line.
They got to the Champions League final with style.
With style. Arsenal did it with style. He beat Wenger, went to Bernabeu with these young players,
Arsenal fans.
They drew at the Emirates, went to Bernabeu, beat them by a goal to 0. No one was expecting that, and they went to the final. In the final, they scored the first goal and was reduced to 10 men. Play 10 men to the left.
Listen. All right, if you want to join in the conversation, give me a call us 0.
This man has given so much.
1717078. If you disagree with what someone is saying, listen, give us a call on 0208-670-7300, or you can WhatsApp or text us on 0788-7475-940. You can actually watch us live on YouTube by logging into ABN Radio UK YouTube, by logging into ABN Radio UK YouTube live, and you can see what is going on behind closed door, behind the scenes. You can probably see the look on someone's face. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to see. Anytime you say something against Arsenal Football Club, you get him going. Keep logged in, and we'll be right back after this.
It was a well-paying job, respectable, wearing a suit and tie every day. But I drank 24/7. Drank on the way to work, drank at work.
I never could come to terms with admitting that I had an alcohol problem or a pill problem.
I decided to get clean, and so I went to the Narconon program.
Not only did I handle my drug addiction, I completely knew how to live life.
Call Narconon today at 01435 512 460. 01435 512 460.
It's here, the African Gospel Music and Media Awards 2018, celebrating excellence. On the 2nd of June 2018, at East London Arts and Music Main Auditorium, 45 Maltings Close, Bromley by Bow, London, E3 3TA, from 6 p.m, featuring Joe Beto, Diana Hamilton, Isabella, Called Out Music, Shekinah, Dena Mwanga, Afri David, Angel Bernard, Judith Sefuma, Blessing Ali, and Reaper's Choir. For tickets and information, visit AfricanGospelMusicAwards.com or call 07906 932 670. The African Gospel Music and Media Awards 2018, celebrating excellence.
Clap your hands and dance it.
What do you like for breakfast?
Well, it depends what mood I'm in. If I'm happy, I like a little bit of porridge with banana because I'm feeling healthy. If I'm in a
I like a bit of fruit. Nice apples, sliced apples.
I love a cinnamon and raisin bagel, some scrambled eggs, and
I say nice English breakfast.
Salad, fruit and orange.
I like wholemeal bagel with a bit of cream cheese on it and some bacon and then some avocado. And on the side, I like to have
fried egg with bacon, with baked beans, toast.
I normally take my cocoa. Yeah, I'm a Ghanaian. I'm a typical Ghanaian, so I like my cocoa. I'm not too sure. I normally don't eat breakfast.
It doesn't matter how you like your breakfast, or you may not like breakfast at all, but you will love the sound of your radio when the breakfast is Afropolitan. Watch out for the new ABN Radio Breakfast Show with Efuadum. ABN Radio, London's Afropolitan radio station.
Extra cups to fill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
Consider that life wasted. Consider the heart of the family ripped apart. Consider the potential never realized. Are these the things you consider when you carry a knife? It's not about street cred or respect. It's about staying alive. Drop that knife and save a life. Gwenton slowly, supporting all family and young people.
Aja guide me from my enemy. Yo, this is Shatta Wali and you're listening to ABN Radio. Man.
Rough Time Records. Really speed. My touch.
One day you will know. These are the words of my mother. As I'm getting old, even now I remember. So I'm packing on my tools. I'm going back at home. A young girl like me shouldn't be caught with an old school fool. He told me he was a banker, not knowing bank robber. This man is a gangster, bukum bankum boxer. Oh sorry I no pa, but I'm boy. Everywhere we are, shock and a ganjanko. Now he beats me every night and day. Mami she used to want me, but I didn't wanna know. Mami she, mami show, mami she, mami show, mami she, mami show. Shenya grano de me, na pikin no de here mama, pikin no de here papa. And then kwada yaba, social media neda. Better na ya boba pa, better na ya nyodo pa. Nensu akodana udia ukotenia usiabo. He told me he was a banker, no knowing bank robber. This man is a gangster.
Right, welcome back to London's Afropolitan Station, ABN Radio UK. This is sports with me, Kente, and Samuel Sarpong. But right after the show, you need to keep locked in because Bright is coming up with Mispiration with Bright Mispiration. If you want your spirit. Trust me, if you want your spirit to be lifted up tonight with some good gospel songs, your man is Bright, and he's coming up right after this show. And today he's got his deep convo segment, something that you need to listen to because he invites couples to talk about their life experience in marriage and stuff like that. Something that you can probably, me and you can take one or two out of his deep convo segment today. Is Nicholas and Annie. Annie will be joining Bright on the show today from 6 to 8 p.m. Please keep locked in and you'll be blessed. Talking about keep logged in to London's Afropolitan Station, ABN Radio UK, with me, Kente. Let's go to what's happening at the Emirates Stadium. You said you mentioned.
Yeah, it's 3-0 in favor of Arsenal.
Okay.
Kolasinac with Jack Wilshere being the one who assisted the goal. Mm-hmm. It was very good, a very good goal, very good goal. Okay. And Arsene Wenger celebrated all the goals by getting off his seat to applaud the players who scored those goals, and that's very good to see.
Look, Wenger, we both know what he's done for the club. Let's put jokes aside. He's done massively for the club. He's done well for the club. Do you really see maybe Wenger is going to be moved upstairs? Do you see him going upstairs to probably, or if he's going to leave the club as a whole?
I think that Wenger. You see, the reason why he's not, he's been. We've had national teams who have wanted Wenger to come into.
You've approached him for quite a long time,
But because he likes the day-to-day stuff in football. That's been his life.
Yeah.
So going upstairs and meeting once in about a month, that's not Wenger. So I think that he will manage one of the top clubs in either Germany or Spain. He wants a project.
Yeah.
A project like the one that he came to see at Arsenal. He came to find at Arsenal, and then do something with it.
All right.
I think that's in him.
He's still got something in him. He's still got something in him
to give.
All right.
Or be a director of football or something. He doesn't like being
the director.
That's someone being. But I think something like that. PSG sounded him out for that to come in and help Thomas Tuchel, who's heading to PSG from. Now after Dortmund, he hasn't. So, but I understand that he doesn't really fancy that one.
You're right. Okay.
He will not be. He will be spoiled for choice. Wenger you're talking about here.
I mean, looking at the caliber of a manager that is, indeed, he'll be spoiled for choice. Let's move on to Old Trafford. One of the managers that I do really worship. He's a top manager since he left the game. I've still got love for him. We're talking about Alex Ferguson, someone that I've managed at Old Trafford since 1986 to 2013. Information or news that reached us yesterday that he was in intensive care and he had an emergency surgery on Saturday, which is yesterday, for brain hemorrhage. I mean, look, times like this, probably the football world is going through a lot. Because the kind of love that people have got for Alex Ferguson is incredible.
Yeah, it's sad.
We definitely need him to recover.
I pray that God will heal him and bring him back, make him whole. And because he has a lot, even at his age. So Alex still has a lot to offer the game, and he's yesterday even the response.
Yes,
we realized that he has impacted a lot of lives.
Yes, indeed.
And we pray that he'll be whole.
Yes,
and,
indeed.
Come back in one piece. Yeah.
Our prayers are with him and his his family. And look, what we heard was the operation went really well.
Yeah.
So that's even is a good news. I mean, he won 38 trophies during his 26 years in charge at Old Trafford. 38 trophies. That, I mean, come on, what else would a club want? So I do understand that people got love for him, and rightly so. So our prayers are indeed with him and his family. Hope to see him recover very, very soon, and hope to see him at Old Trafford again, because I always love to see the look on Sir Alex's face when one of his players or one of the players that plays for United misses a chance. You could see he wish he was the one at the touchline giving the instruction, giving the orders. He's still going. He doesn't stop at the age of 76 or something like that.
Yeah, about these. Yeah, last week I pointed out that the match against Arsenal.
Yes, indeed, you did. Yeah,
I was like, the man was sitting as because someone squandered a chance, and I was like,
you could see the look on his face. He was jumping.
Aren't you being selfish? This is an Arsenal team that is so weakened, but you see, that's the love that he has
for the game. And, yes, indeed.
And he's a very classy man.
Yes, indeed.
The class that he showed when Wenger won last week, for instance, that's
unique. That's unique. I mean, himself and Wenger, they've got what do you call it? They've got it's not all that pretty between the two of them.
It's not.
But that's not been for quite a long time. But when it comes to him being professional and respectful, you see, that's what it's all about. Professional. That's what it's all about.
Respected each other.
Yeah.
And even Mourinho. See, I think it has to do with the game.
Yeah.
And these managers have been at big clubs.
Yeah. And they want to win.
And there's a contention and all, and that's what the supporters also enjoy.
Yes,
when they're having a go at each other. It's 4 at the Emirates now.
It's 4 at the Emirates now. Okay.
And guess who
scored a goal?
Unless Iwobi.
Look, it's one of the players that we need to look out for in the World Cup. Coming up straight after this, like I said earlier on, we've got Mispiration with Bright from 6 to 8 p.m. Look, trust me, it's a show that you don't want to miss. So keep logged into London's Afropolitan station, ABN Radio UK. We still got about 5 or 6 minutes to go. If you still want to join in the conversation, give us a call on 0208 191 7078 or 0208 670 7300, or you can even WhatsApp or text me on 0788 74 75 940. You can even watch us live on YouTube by typing in ABN Radio UK Live, and you see what happens at the back, what's happening behind the scenes inside the studio. Samuel, what is going on at Stamford Bridge?
Stamford Bridge is still 1-0 in favor of Chelsea.
Yeah,
and it's end-to-end stuff. The reason why I'm concentrating more on the Emirates, you know why? Because Wenger's last so much. But viewing the match at Stamford Bridge, it's end-to-end. There's been a change.
Okay.
Liverpool has brought in Jordan Henderson.
Yep.
In place of Nathaniel Klein.
Okay.
But it's still end-to-end stuff.
Klein is coming back from recovery, isn't coming from that. He needs the match fitness if he's got any chance of going into the World Cup, which I doubt that he's going to get a chance at the World Cup. But
it's been a bit late.
It's going to be slim, isn't it, for him? Right. So we've got about 5 minutes to go. Let's quickly touch on into the Champions League final. I mean, even the World Cup is also around the corner. So the Champions League semi-finals, Liverpool against Roma. I mean, it was a career-defining night for Klopp. But look, they managed to get to the final somehow.
Yeah, they did, and
it was the best defense in the Champions League against probably the best attacking team in the Champions League.
Yeah, because Roma hardly concedes at home, especially in the Champions League. And but I like I said Liverpool was going to win the tie. They might lose, but they were going to win the tie because they were going to score. And fortunately for them, they scored a bit early. But typical Liverpool, just like Arsenal.
Yeah.
They'll give you a bit of getting to the end.
Yeah,
they'll give you they'll give you something to think about in a way.
Promises upon promises.
See, the thing is that they don't finish things off. They always will have to. There will be a bit of a struggle here and there to get it done because it was 4-2. So if the goal had come earlier,
right,
even if they had played extra 5 minutes, it could have ended up 5-2.
That would have been trouble, because Roma had a lot of chances as well.
Roma had a lot of chances, and there was a penalty.
They cannot afford to take their eyes off the ball when it comes to the 6th of May, because when they do that, a player like Asensio, a player like Ronaldo will punish them.
And I think they are going to give, because Real Madrid, they are not that also fantastic, in spite of all these stars.
They are more than fantastic.
When you watch the game against Bayern Munich at the Bernabeu, you realize that Bayern Munich, it was there for Bayern Munich to take it, like Juventus did. And to me, I think Liverpool will nick it, because Real Madrid have been getting out of jail for some time now. In the quarterfinal, in the semi-final, it was get out of jail stuff thing. And I believe that Liverpool, because it's a one match, it's not a tie. You just have to play just one match, and Liverpool has the resources, they have the players to do damage in Kiev, to do damage to Real Madrid.
Okay. That's all time will permit us today. Thanks for your messages, and also thanks for logging in, and thanks for your company. We appreciate your time. Same time next week, Sunday. Hope the sun comes out. Samuel, let me use the opportunity to say a very big thank you to you for coming on as my co-host. It's always been a privilege to have you on the show. Like I said, coming up right after this, we've got Bright coming up with inspiration from 6 to 8 p.m. to give you some gospel songs. It's Sunday, it's a beautiful day, the sun is out, so we need to feed the soul. Once again, thank you very much. Keep logged in to London Metropolitan Station. I'll be back on Tuesday between what time? Between 2 and 3 on Sports Link Up, another version of Sports Link Up Africa. Thank you, and have a beautiful bank holiday tomorrow. The sun is going to be out, so you can go Broncania. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye. Bye.
Rough Time Records. Lily Speed. Mighty Stitch.
One day you will know. These are the words of my mother. As I'm getting old, even now I remember. So I'm packing on my tools. I'm going back at home. A young girl like me shouldn't be caught with an old school fool. He told me he was a banker, not knowing.